YouTube. This is going to be a video of some kind. Just let me say, I'm trying to bring you better quality videos. I can't always do this. You have to keep in mind, I do a lot of commenting and a lot of debating people and arguing with people, and I get insulted by a lot of people, and I sometimes insult them, and it's a big mess, and I'm just trying, okay? I try my damnedest. I have my passions. One passion is genital mutilation. I don't know why you still do that. I understand to the rest of you, it sounds very weird. I'm so interested in that. But it really is just a disgusting thing to me. But I'm going to try not to talk about that part of this. I just want to say I'm doing the damnedest I can. And all I can do is the damnedest I can. And as long as I'm trying, you have to give me the benefit of the doubt. And I really am. But to go over some past issues before I get into some current issues, and I don't have many because I get many of my issues from Alex Jones's website, and I usually, or I don't say usually, but a lot of the times I don't agree with him, but I still get my stuff from his website because he does have the best ordered website. Like, he has the best website as far as like the way it's ordered. Like, you can get to this shit very easy. Like, and he just tells you what he's talking about. Like, it's not a scrambled mess. But the point is, and you're already gone. The point is, if anyone ever sees this, you probably won't. The point is about something other than genital mutilation. I've explained that, and I'll explain it before I end the video, but I'm not going into that right now. Just know that I am against circumcision of children. I've said that before, male or female, but beyond that. And also, I'm against ear piercing of girls. I'm against all of that. But gay marriage, as far as gay rights go, LGBTQ issues, I support all LGBTQ rights. I support all transgender rights. I support all rights of LGBTQ children, LGBTQ teenagers, LGBTQ adults. If they're an LGBTQ, the point is I fucking support that. And why do I have to fucking list out detail? Like, that's really screwing me up. I've got to stop with this detail. Maybe it's like a tick that I have because I do have OCD. I go into too much damn detail, but the point is, I believe a transgender person should be able to use what bathroom they want. I believe that we put too much attention on shit like gender and bathrooms and all this other garbage. I think transgender people should be able to play whatever sport they want. Transgender people should be treated for what they are. If I was to date a person, even though I prefer women, if I found out a woman was transgender when I was dating her, I would not break up with her. I don't think that's right. I compare that to kind of some girls. There are some girls that are shallow enough to break up with a guy because he's not mutilated or he's not circumcised. I would not do that to a woman. I don't care if you have a dick or if you had the dick removed or if you are a real woman. I'm not going to break up with you just because of that. It's all about your personality and what kind of human being you are, and I would never dump a person because of something that's stupid. There is the issue of you have to have children. Some people want to have children, and I'll deal with that. We could deal with that when we got there. But the point is, all people deserve to be given a chance. I support gay rights. I support gay marriage rights. I support gay adoption rights. I support the environment. I think meat eating should come to an end, and I'm very hypocritical about that because I do eat meat because I am an asshole, but I shouldn't eat meat. No one should eat meat. It should be illegal. I don't think it's okay to kill and eat animals. I support human rights. I'm not against vaccination of children, but I do think you can over-vaccinate children. And I'm also a little uneasy about making someone vaccinate their children. I don't necessarily agree with that. I'm against the death penalty, except for some cases. For example, if it's a child, especially depending upon detail, there's certain people that commit crimes so heinous, it's hard to feel sorry for them. And also, I think about police who get that job and then they go and shoot people. I think that if you had the death penalty as a possible option for a cop who kills a person, they would think twice about killing that person unless they had to. And obviously, there are times when a police officer has to defend themselves. But it shouldn't just be a go-to thing where I'm going to shoot this person and it doesn't mean shit to me. That person has every right in the world to fucking live just as much as you do. And just because you get a fucking little metal thing stuck on your chest, that don't mean shit. I support women's rights. I support abortion rights. I don't think we should pierce girls' ears. It doesn't really happen here very much, but anywhere else in the world where female genitals are mutilated or we circumcise females, anywhere in the world, that should be illegal in any way, shape, or form. I'm against any female genital modification being forced on a female, the same as I am a male. And if it happens, then it should be their choice. And there are girls that want to have skin off their pussy because they just want to. And if that's what they want to do, that's their choice. But it's not something we should make them do. And the same thing should go for boys. So let's just leave that there and get on with this. And those are just some of the issues. I could go on all fucking day talking about all the issues. But those are some of what makes me who I am and those core issues and things I believe in. You understand? So, Trump delivered what Alex Jones at least called an emotional speech. And I believe the man. I think he wants to end police brutality, not police brutality, rather, but he wants to end military over warfare, fighting, sending the military over to these other countries, and the over. I can't say maybe not over anything, but like having too many wars. He's against that. And he wants to bring a lot of the troops home, and I give Trump credit for that, and I commend him for that. And the only thing I worry about is he did say that he might need to refocus that on a larger complication here at home. And then I have to kind of look at myself there. Am I what he's talking about? Because I don't know what they're going to do. I don't support like Antifa, for example. But let's say there was a uprising of people, immigrants, maybe feminists, men's rights activists, people that support gay rights, LGBTQ people, all kinds of fucking people. Is there a chance that our military could be turned against us? And maybe that's the real reason they're bringing the troops home. And that worries me, but I trust the man and I don't think he's doing that. But could it be to prepare us for a mass slaughter of American citizens? Could he be going to do that? And I don't think he would, or he is. Damn. But could he be maybe going to do that? And I don't think he is, but if he is, that's actually quite horrifying indeed. Something else I want to say this while I'm at it. I don't understand why it's so easy to drive people off, because not for long, but I had for a little while just now two viewers, and they seem to leave very quickly. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong, or like I say things like, I don't know, like it's just too easy to lose people's attention. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but whatever. I guess that's the short attention span I always hear about in America. But Putin also, Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, also backed Trump's cries to damn all. This I can understand. I mean, I'm sure if this gets old, hearing me or watching me just turn off pop-up after pop-up, but I wasn't doing that. But still, the shit with Putin, he said that he would also bring troops home to Syria. Russia has involvement and investment in that area, and we shouldn't be over there. And all we've done since we went in is cause mass death and chaos. And I don't know anything about Assad or what Assad's doing, but I know ISIL was far worse than Assad was, and supposedly we helped fund and back ISIL, or at least what would become ISIL, or the Islamic State that killed and mass slaughtered people, and especially, for example, gay people that they threw out buildings. And then there was the issue of that a Syrian representative talked about, that Christians who did not want their child circumcised, male and female, the Muslims would forcibly do it anyways, and then in many cases they'd still kill the children, and they were doing that. These Syrian people, these ISIL people rather, and we've been funding and backing that, and funding the killing of gays and killing of different women and Christians and Jews and different people in that region. And that to me is very disgusting and quite disgusting. We've been supporting that in that region, and it's time we bring our fucking troops home and we get our damn hands out of this blood. This is fucking ridiculous. And what if they want to do among themselves is horrible enough, but at least we can't blame ourselves, because we are desperate, directly communing in and adding to this. Let's just say that we're causing this to happen, and that's got to end. Moving on to something else. Professor says SpongeBob. This is really ridiculous now. A professor says SpongeBob SquarePants is racist and extremist or violent. How in the hell they figure that out, I don't know. Because I have never seen SpongeBob to be a violent show in my life. It's certainly not racist. We're dealing with underwater sea creatures. And as an adult, as you get older, there's certain things you keep with you that are more innocent. And what I mean by that is it's not dark. It's not dark. Um, and there you go. Another person gone. Fuck off. I don't care. But the point I'm making is someone else, or maybe the same person. I don't know how this works. But the SpongeBob SquarePants. That's something we keep with us. And I think a lot of stoners especially like to watch SpongeBob because you're trying to relax and it's a very on-serious show. And there is nothing bad about SpongeBob. It's a fun show, and that's one thing I did not like about um, the supposed conspiracy theory or the fan fiction that Krusty the Krab was running basically he was feeding fish back to other fish, so it's like Solient Green. It was like cannibalism. Look, if you're into that, you're into that. But I don't want to see that on a fucking children's cartoon. And I watch this because it's a way for me to escape from the world, and not just my personal life, but I mean the news and information. It's the same reason I used to like the Mandela effect, and I like the Mandela effect especially because it was kind of dark and kind of scary, but it wasn't so scary you couldn't enjoy it. And it's kind of the same thing with aliens and Bigfoot and all that. Like it's just a way of escaping from all the hell that exists in the real world. And I don't want to have that taken from me. And to say that SpongeBob is a violent, racist show, there's nothing violent or racist about it. It's a show for fucking children, and it's one of the few things in this stupid society that's not completely dark. And I'm not saying I have anything against dark comedy and dark stuff, but it shouldn't be fucking everywhere. And it does get to a point where you just want to escape that, even for me. Um, and I'm a very dark person, not so much in a bad way, but just in the damn it all. Fuck me. Please stop. Here, let me take this as a chance to get a drink. Anyone? It burns. And you're already gone again. It makes me wonder how many people are seeing my stuff, because I've noticed like there's a guy that keeps coming in and out, but I'm thinking maybe it's multiple people. Anyways, the point is, what was the point? There's nothing bad about SpongeBob. That's what I'm saying. It's not a dark show, and I am a dark person. I think about darkness constantly, and circumcision is one of those things because it's a horrible thing that I can't get my brain out of, and I hate this shit. But it's something that keeps coming back to my brain, and I'm one of those people that you can say something that's completely innocent, but in my brain, I'm already correlating that with something dark. I'm dark. I listen to grunge. I mean, it's probably my favorite form of music. I get depressed. I have major depression issues. I stay depressed. I stay very dark, and I stay in a very dark state of mind. And I'm not happy doing that, but that is just kind of the person that I am. And anything that's not dark, I like. And to take something that's not dark and then try to turn that into something dark, I mean, that's just so stupid. And why would you even do that? And finally, there was a sign of a liberal or a leftist, by the way, or that's not finally. I'm going to say some stuff. Damn it. There was a liberal or a leftist who said some stuff about Marx was right. And I've said that before about he said that capitalism would eventually become everything it claimed to be against. And we have done that. But with that being said, as a liberal, I do not think Marx was right. He was right about some things and not about others, just like anyone else. But the Communist Manifesto, is an interesting book to read, but he wasn't right about a lot. And we have seen the effects of communism in the world, even though I think it's safe to say at this point that China or the Chinese government is a state capitalist regime. I still think that it has vastly turned better in so far as you don't have the fuck me. You don't have the kind of like Mao Zedong killed 2 billion people supposedly. Stalin killed 40 million. Hitler was not a communist, but he was a form of socialist. He killed 6 million. These were all monsters, and we don't need that in the world at all, and that's horrible. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that state capitalism, or what it really amounts to fascism and corporatism, and America is the worst at that in a lot of ways, is the worst thing in the world, and it's very bad. But I want to say that I don't know how to explain it. Like, just, Marx wasn't wrong about everything. I think Marx was really, his intentions were correct. That we needed a uprising proletariat, as he called it at that time, and he wasn't wrong in so far as that goes. But it just takes on dimensions of itself, and it just gets worse, and it's evil. And I don't support communism, but that's not the point. Whatever. For fuck's sake. And oh yeah, one last thing I want to talk about: circumcision. By the way, circumcision or male genital mutilation, child genital mutilation, pretty much. Forget whether it's male or female. It's genital mutilation of an infant child. It can't defend itself, can't help itself. It's sickening. It's disgusting, and no one should have that kind of shit forced on them. But it does kill over 50, possibly between 50 and 120 children a year. From what I understand, it does. It can mutilate the child in various horrific ways. It can range from smaller scarification, mutilation, to all the way to actual castration, and it can lead to sex change operations of the, again, innocent child that has done nothing to anyone. It can kill the child, like I said. It is regardless of whether you do it right or wrong, it will kill 20,000 nerve endings possibly. The tighter the cut, of course, the worse you're going to lose sexual sensation. It makes sex worse for the woman because the foreskin of the ridge is there for a reason. So it's supposed to stimulate the clitoris. It's there for a fucking reason, and it makes it easier to have anal intercourse when the child is an adult and ready to do that, like we all do. It makes masturbation harder to do. It makes sex suck more, and you're still going to do all this. It's just going to suck more. So if you're going to do that, you might as well at least have good sex, and they don't even want to let you do that. It's horrible. Down. Off. 1 minute. But it's horrible. It causes torture to the child. Children bleed to death. Children go into shock. And it shouldn't be allowed. And it should just be a person's choice. It's their body, because it's their body, it's their choice. Same thing for abortion or anything else. And it should be their choice. And it's horrible. And I don't see how you could do that to a child, especially your child. Even if you're female and you don't have a penis, you know it's your child. And even whether it's male or female, how can you allow your child to go through that? Because I would never allow my daughter's ears to so much as be pierced. I would never do so much as be pierced. I would not even pierce my daughter's ears, whether along chop off part of her genitals or breast or anything else. And how in the hell could you allow that to happen to a male child or any child? It's disgusting. And I just want to say that, so don't circumcise your children. P6666.